Hello everyone, it's Robin here, and you know we're at the end of March, which means we're at the end of the Murder, She Read Readathon. Yes! And I'm going to share with you the not one, the not two, the not three, but 4 books I read for this reading thought this month. Look at that! Oh my gosh, I am so proud of myself. I read 4 books in 1 month. That is a first for me because I have been working on getting my reading game up, and yeah, this happened. Look at these titles too. Some of them are very interesting and I can't wait to share them with you. But we're gonna do it in just a little bit of a different way because I have my bullet journal here that I've been using as a reading journal. This one's from Primrosia. Check it out. It's got a nice toucan on the front. Love it. And we're going to be doing a journal entry in here about the Readathon, and I'm really excited to share that with you as well. So you know what? Let's just flip this camera down, crack this book open, and get started. We're gonna bullet journal today, and I will tell you right now, I am fairly new to bullet journaling, but I did receive this great journal from Rod for Christmas. Look at it, I just love this tropical vibes, and that toucan is everything. And I turned this into my reading journal. So this has just been really fun. The paper is really thick, so you can use markers, you can use paint pens, and yeah, we're just gonna have some fun. I have it set up here into the center because I already kind of drew some lines with pencil, because what I want to do is create a special place for this Murder, She Read Readathon to live here in my journal. I had so much fun doing this readathon. Now, it was put on by my fabulous friends Abby from the Disney Sisters, Heather from the Disney Housewife, and Nina from Wrestling with Books, and I will link them all down below so you can check them out. And it was through the month of March. Now, if you missed the readathon, I will link those videos so you can check it out, but if you missed it, you can still do it. It was fun. The premise of the idea was to read books to the prompts and create your own Murder, She Wrote episode, which I found brilliant and super fun. And that's exactly what I did. So I read 4 books this month, which was really good for me, and I'm pretty jazzed about that. Plus, I really enjoyed the books that I read. So we're going to talk about those books and whatnot as we do this fun little spread I have going here. So I have 4 pages, and we're going to create a kind of barn door effect. So I have these marked off in pencil, and I have my trusty eraser here. I have some other things we're going to be using. We have some stamps here. We'll be stamping in here. Super fun. There's my ink pad, and here's my 4 books that I've already cut out, and these are on sticker paper. So let's just get this thing rolling. So to get this barn door effect, we need to do some cutting, and this is the scary part, right? Think it through. That's why I drew these lines. I also have tabs here that I'll be cutting around. So we're just gonna start cutting this along these lines. Now, dot grid is fun to work with because it kind of already gives you a line to work with. So here we go. Okay, you can see I have these cut here, but I still have this piece going on up here. Now, I have it right where the stitching is, and I have found when you're creating this barn door effect, putting your middle pages where the stitching lies makes it just a little bit easier, and I'll show you why. Because as I cut this down, I can kind of cut it to where I can get it pulled out from the stitching without causing too much trouble. Now, I'm not cutting the stitching. In fact, I can kind of tear it out a little bit, but I'm pulling it out of the stitching. See, like so. Whew, there we have it, and I managed to get all of the paper out from the threads, so yeah, I'm enjoying this. Now, you will see the pencil marks on here. We'll be erasing those shortly, and speaking of which, what I want to do before I do anything else here is I want to draw some lines around the center. This is where my books are going to go, and I have some micron pens. I have an 05 and 08, so an 08 would be thicker than an 05, and an 01 is what I'll write with. And I think that I want to use this thicker 08. And while I did draw lines, I'm really going to follow the dots too. And you can do this one of two ways. You can do it with a ruler, that very simply, but I want it to have that hand-drawn look. So I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, let's hope this works. Okay, there we have it. So it does help to make a solid fluid movement with your hand. Now I do have some waves, but I did want it to have that hand-drawn look. And I wanted to put this down now first because I need this ink to dry, which it dries fairly quickly, because I do want to erase all of these pencil marks, and obviously don't want to erase if the ink's wet. So while this is doing its thing, we're gonna put our title right here at the top, and that's what we're gonna bring this fun set out for. These are some alphabet stamps. Look at those. Oh my gosh. I feel like such an old school writer using these. They're so fun. And we're gonna use these to put our title up here. Super fun. So it's just some black soot distressed oxide, black ink pad. See, that's the casual name for it. And we're gonna spell out Murder, She Read right here at the top. And what's fun about these, see how little they are, is it has, let me test it right here real quick. See, it has just a fun look. They kind of look like a typewriter, and they will be wherever they're at. So let's just start with this. So let's see, I'm going to somewhat follow one of the dot grid lines here. So we'll just start right about here. There we go. And this that I'm tapping it on right here is just a wet wipe, and that kind of helps clean it off. So we're going to continue along with this. So I went ahead and decided I wanted to do upper and lowercase because Jessica Fletcher, you know, from Murder, She Wrote, is a writer and she types. And I think this kind of, oh, I almost did the wrong thing. So it kind of looks like she's typing her story, right? Yeah, I need an S. Murder, She Read. I was going to do Murder Read. That doesn't make sense. There's my S. And then we'll go lowercase with the rest of it. It's my H. And I'm okay if it's kind of a little wonky because I think that just looks, you know, like crime. And my E. Yes. Well, I'm enjoying this. Oh my gosh, look how much fun that is. Oh yes, this is super fun. I'm gonna pull in a Happy Planner sticker book. It's the bookish one because I think I wanna add a little bit of embellishment here. I'm not going to need too much, but we do have some chairs, which I think are super cool. And we also have some book stacks, which are also super cool. And I'm gonna pull one of these up. Now, what's nice about doing this barn door effect is that what happens is your entire spread here will always have the same topper. And that's why, see, look at that, super fun, right? So we're gonna go ahead on this side. I'm gonna put these books over here before I write Readathon, which that should be interesting because I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. And I have my lines here, but we're gonna just go ahead and put these stack of books right up here because they're cool. Oh yeah, look at those. Hello, super cool. And I do want one of these chairs too. And I think, I don't know, do I want the blue one, which looks really cool with that blue book there, or the black one? Because, you know, the black one, I don't know, it just has this reading thing going on. Like the black chair. We'll go with that. Keep it a little ominous. Just like so. And make sure I'm on the right page here. We're gonna put this chair right down here, but I do need to erase this line. So let's just start erasing a little bit. And it erases really nicely, actually. There we go. And then I'm gonna put this chair over to the side as much as possible so when this closes you can still see it. But yeah, I think this is fun. Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah, I like that. Super fun. Okay, I went ahead and erased all of the pencil lines so you can see everything's all clean now, and I have my squares here. I need to write Readathon. I'm gonna use a mild liner, and this is kind of a, I don't know, it's like a denim blue, periwinkle blue color. I'm gonna use the thick side, and we're gonna see how this works up here because I'm just gonna write it right across the top here in block letters. Just like that. I like the little touch of blue. It's kind of fun, kind of fun. And now I'm going to take Micron 01, so this is kind of a thinner point, and I'm going to outline this Readathon. Okay, there we have it. Oh yeah, I'm liking this, liking this. And now we can talk about our books. So the idea here was to read books to the prompts and build your own episode. And that's what we're going to be doing here with these 4 areas that I have. And I got something special will go here in the center. But we're gonna start with our first prompt, which was the setting. And the prompt I chose was Los Angeles / Ireland, which was read a book set in an international setting for Ireland and a fantasy world for Los Angeles. And so of course I picked Harry Potter, The Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. And I'm really excited because I have not read the series. I'm a huge fan of the films and all the things. Hufflepuff rules. But I haven't read the book, and I finally did. And not only did I read the book, but I read the illustrated version, which is what this is. And yeah, it was amazing. So I'm going to kind of put this right here. So let's see, how far down do I want to go? How far down do I want to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could write the title there, or 5. Let's go down 5. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark there. This is on sticker paper. So I thought that would be easy. You can also, I just printed these out, found the images online. You can also print them on photo paper if you want, or cardstock, or whatever you want, and cut them out and glue or tape them on. That would work too. But I had sticker paper, so I chose to do that. And I'm going to put this, I'm using the dot grid lines here to help keep it somewhat straight. And there we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So I'm going to use my Micron. I like to write with the 01. It is a nice thin line, but it's not too thin. And I'm going to write that right here at the top. There we go. Look at that. Now, like I said, this book was for my setting. So we're going to use our stamps again. And I'm going to write that right across here. I think I want to write the word "the" with it. That would be fun. So let's get this going again. Okay, there we have the setting. Let me get my pen again. And we will write out that the way I did my book, it was kind of a, you know, an Irish village in Los Angeles. Because Harry Potter has a little of both. There's an international setting because it's kind of London-esque, right? But it's also fantasy. So I am going to write the setting. I'm going to write Ireland/Los Angeles. There we go. Read a book with an international/fantasy world setting, which is what I did. And I read Harry Potter, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed reading this book. The illustrations in the book were quite beautiful, and the story was fun too, because you get to know a little more. There's a little extra tidbits you get when you're reading the book versus when you're watching the film. So I really, really appreciated that a lot. And I gave this book 5 stars, and instead of giving it stars, I'm going to use these dot pens. Again, I pulled this out the other day. These are from Woohoo. They're dual tip dot pens. So there's a fine tip here, and then there's a very rounded tip, and these are going to be my stars. And yeah, Harry Potter gets 5 stars. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can go, just press down, dot, 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 dot. 5-star read for sure, definitely. I'll write that just in case we aren't clear on this. Stars, 5 stars. Yes. Okay, so you ready for my next read? My next read was super fun too. Thrilling, yet fun. So the next category is the sidekick. And for the sidekick, I chose Grady, who is Jessica's very unfortunate, unlucky nephew, you might say. Unlucky in love, but he does end up getting married, so that's really fun. But he's fun. So Grady came with Read a Romance book. Well, my romance, I chose Verity by Colleen Hoover. Is it a romance? Yes, but it's a romantic thriller. And wow, was I thrilled for sure. So let's just put this down, and we can get all these things going on. So I have not read any Colleen Hoover books, although I have quite a few in my radar that I would like to read. And Verity was getting a lot of hype, and Rod and I were in Sam's Club not too long ago, and I saw this book, and I said, everyone is talking about this book. I need to read it. And I know it's more of a thriller, but Colleen Hoover writes romance. And so it is a romantic thriller. There's a little romance involved, kind of a, I don't know, toxic romance, I would say, on both ends. But wow, this book just kept me going. I could not put this book down. I really loved this book. So let me get my 1. So we are going to read here Verity. Now Verity is the name of the woman in the book, and her husband, Verity, is in she's incapacitated. She's not comatose, she's catatonic. She was in an accident, she's catatonic, and she's a famous author, and her husband hires a ghostwriter to help finish Verity's series. And she moves into the house with them, and all kinds of crazy happens. And yes, crazy, all kinds of crazy. Twisted, dark craziness. That's what this book is. And at the end, people will ask you, if you've read it, are you team manuscript or team letter? And I will tell you this, because I'm trying not to spoil the book. I am team manuscript all the way. Team manuscript, for me, this is the sidekick, so I'm going to start doing this, means this book gets a 5-star because I freaking could not put it down. If I were to become team letter, I would move this down to 3 stars, because that's how much that would make me mad. I think letter weakens the story quite a bit, although for me proves the crazy in Verity. True or not, proves it. Even if the letter was not true, it makes the manuscript the truth. If the letter were true, it's still the letter, no. Letter bad. Verity bad. But I loved this read. I love this read. It was just insane. It was one crazy ride of a read. So we are going to put the sidekick here. It's really funny because I usually, I'm trying to do my alphabet as I'm talking. I read a lot of romance, and lately I feel like that's not what I'm reading at all. And while this is in the romance category, I don't know. It's not really, you know, it's not really romance. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of scary romance, but it's getting me wanting to read more of these thrillers for sure, because I really do like thrillers. I like thrillers a lot, and I did really enjoy this book. So I need an E here. And you know, here for me, when I'm doing these down here, I kind of like it when the edges touch, because it's these imperfections that make it look cool to me, right? So the sidekick. Have you read a book that just haunted you and stayed with you? See, I can't do my alphabet while I talk. Did I put the I in? There it is. Yeah, this one did it for me, and I loved it. Loved it. Okay, almost done with this part, and I need a K. There's my K. Okay, so my sidekick was Grady. Super fun, and it's just really funny. Read a romance book. Yeah. Well, I did that. And like I said, she gets 5 stars. See, look at all these 5-star reads. Isn't that amazing? So we're gonna give her 5 stars too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because couldn't put it down, stayed with me, haunted me, thought about it, tried to explain it to Rod. And the whole thing. So yeah, you know, you need a group of people where you're all reading books together and you can just chit chat about your books. Fortunately, I do have a little group about that. But you know, we all need to read the same book and then chit chat about it. That's kind of like a book club, right? I am enjoying this. So now we're gonna get on to our next two. Okay, our next book is The Victim, and for The Victim, my prompt was a maid who overheard something she shouldn't have. Read a book that takes place in a mansion or a hotel, and I chose Last Summer at the Golden Hotel by Alyssa Friedland, and yeah, that was a super fun read. So this takes place in the Catskills, and really what took me to this book was the whole idea that it took place in a hotel in the Catskills. I'm a huge fan of the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and if you think back on Dirty Dancing too, both of those have parts. Well, Dirty Dancing takes place in the Catskills, but Mrs. Maisel, there's a whole part, I think it's in season 2, where they're going to the Catskills. My favorite part of the entire series. Love it so much. It's just so much quirky summer camp vacation fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this book takes place there. It is about 2 families who the parents, the fathers, really partnered up years ago for this hotel, and so the families vacation there all the time, and it's all of their intertwining relationships, the passing on of the hotel to the children of the family who are now adults, and all the family drama that can happen. And I really enjoyed this book. It was a fun read, a very fun read indeed. So let me write this down. Last Summer at the Golden Hotel. And it was a fun read. It was a fun read, very campy, summer kind of fun going on at the Catskills. So this book was for my victim. And so my victim is the maid. So it is a book that takes place in a mansion or hotel. Well, of course, this is a hotel. There we go. And our victim was the maid who overheard something. Do I need to write that part? Let's write the rest and then we'll see. So this is read a book that takes place in a mansion or hotel, which is what I did. And this book, I give it a solid 4 because I really enjoyed the family drama. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. 4-star book I love. And I know I like books like this. I like books with multiple people and families and drama and stuff. They're just fun. They're just fun. You know, I think I want to do something that separates this or highlights this. So I'm going to go to this pointy side and I'm going to put a line here by the maid. Yeah, kind of like that. And I'll do that on the front here when I get done with this. So yeah, last summer at the Golden Hotel was kind of super fun. Okay, so one last book. Now our last category. So we have a setting, we have a sidekick, we have a victim. Well, we need the suspect, right? And our suspect, the prompt I used was the victim's business partner. So my maid had to have some business partner. And this is read a book by more than one author, and I chose Whispers from Before, Tales of Myths and Legends. And yeah, look how cool that cover is, right? This was a fun read too. So this is a collection of short stories, and there are 5 different authors, and all of the stories have to do with a retelling of a myth or a legend, or telling a story that involves a myth and a legend. And what I liked about this book is that they were all very different writing styles. And I found that very interesting. And I also find it very interesting, all these myths and legends too. Can we get this? Did we do it? Yes. And the other thing I found interesting is that this book, one of the stories, is written by our own Abby from the Disney Sisters. So yeah, she is published and she is awesome. So congratulations to her for that. And I really enjoyed her story. Let me get this down straight. Oh yeah, there we go. Because her story was about the Break River Banshee. Banshees are creepy. And eerie, not creepy. They're not creepy. They're eerie. They're eerie. And I really enjoyed that story too. So let me write this at the top. I can do that. I had a lot of fun with this. I really liked reading the different writing styles. Now, some of the authors have had other things published before, and then there were others that haven't. So you get a nice mixture in here. So this one is The Suspect. Yes. Okay, so we have our suspect here, and our suspect is the victim's business partner. I'm just gonna write business partner because we all know what that means, right? And this is read a book by more than one author, which was super fun, and I highly recommend it. Now, we're gonna give this one 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 5 great stories, and I really just had fun with this one. So let's go ahead and put our fun little lines here and here. And yeah, that looks really cool. I found a typewriter in my sticker collection, and I really want to put this on here. And I think I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it right under Murder She Read, like the she's coming out like paper. Yes, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I went ahead and put these lines in here, and I'm going to put another final touch in the center here, but I kind of need to label my tabs real quick, right? So let me get my, I'm gonna do stamps again. Let's do this real quick. Okay, so here's my tabs. Books 1 and 2, books 3 and 4, and episode. What's that? Well, I told you we were building our own episodes. So here's my episode, and I have it written out here on these pages. Of course, they're on sticker sheets to make it a little easier to put down. But this was the fun part. I mean, reading the books was fun, but this was also the fun part, is in building an episode for this. So let's go along this line here and put this in. Yes. And then I will tell you what my episode was all about. There we have it. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. So I'm pretty obsessed with this. Let me read you my episode. It is called Made for Murder. Jessica Fletcher and her nephew Grady traveled to a quaint Irish neighborhood in Los Angeles for a much-needed vacation. But soon after they arrived, they realized their rest and relaxation would have to wait. Why? They came across a murder. It seems their hotel maid was into some disreputable business as a side hustle. She may have overheard something she shouldn't have, because she was found dead in the hotel lobby the morning after Jessica and Grady arrived. The suspect? Well, they didn't have to look any further than the hotel concierge, her seedy business partner. The case is solved. Super fun. Super fun. So yeah, so here we have Murder, She Read, Readathon. I am enjoying this. I got to read 4 great books: Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Verity, Last Summer at the Golden Hotel, Whispers from Before, and I happened to create my own Murder, She Wrote episode in the process. So yeah, this is a great addition to my reading journal, and it'll be fun to look back on later. Oh my gosh, super fun. Let me know down below, have you done a reading journal before? I would love to hear from you. And have you read any of these books? Because I also would love to hear about that. In the meantime, I'm gonna let you all go now. I know this has taken a while, and I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, so much fun. So much fun.